Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Hit that subscribe button and join the most passionate Bills fans as we break down all the latest news, highlights, and game analysis. Go Bills! The NFL world is buzzing, and it's not just because of another draft pick or a coaching shuffle. This is the kind of move that sends shockwave from the locker room to the tailgate parties, the type of headline that even casual fans can't ignore. SAQUON Barkley, the superstar running back who became a household name with the Philadelphia Eagles, has made the jump. Yes, you heard that right. Barkley is now a Buffalo Bill. It's the sort of twist that feels ripped from a Madden franchise mode, but it's happening in real life, and the implications are enormous. For years, Barkley's combination of speed, vision, and sheer power made him one of the most feared backs in the league. Philadelphia embraced him, his jersey sales soared, and his highlight reels became mandatory viewing. But now, that midnight green is gone. In its place, the bold red, crisp white, and deep navy blue of Buffalo. Bills fans are already flooding social media with edited photos of Barkley breaking tackles in snowy Orchard Park. Eagles fans, meanwhile, are still trying to process the sting. This isn't just a trade. It's a seismic shift in the AFC landscape, and the football world is on edge. The deal, while still fresh, is reportedly the culmination of weeks of behind-the-scenes negotiations, a chess match between two front offices with very different visions for their future. Philadelphia, facing salary cap pressures and roster depth questions, saw a chance to retool and build for the long term. Buffalo, on the other hand, is in full-on win-now mode. Josh Allen has been carrying the offensive load for years, often relying too heavily on his arm and legs to move the chains. The Bills' front office knew they needed a dynamic, game-changing presence in the backfield, and Barkley fit that mold perfectly. Reports say that the Bills' pitch to Barkley wasn't just about money. It was about legacy. They spoke about bringing a Lombardi trophy to Buffalo for the first time in franchise history, about writing his name in the city's sports lore forever. And for Barkley, the idea of being the missing piece in a championship puzzle might have been irresistible. The deal was struck, and the NFL's power balance shifted overnight. For the Eagles, losing Barkley is more than just losing production on the field. It's losing a cultural icon in their locker room. Since arriving in Philadelphia, Barkley became the heartbeat of the offense, a leader whose work ethic and humility matched his athletic gifts. The fans loved him not only for his explosive runs, but for his commitment to the community, the charity events, and the constant engagement with Philly culture. Watching him leave will be a bitter pill to swallow, especially given the team's recent struggles to maintain offensive consistency. But the Eagles have made it clear they're not hitting the panic button. Early sources suggest that Philadelphia's return package includes multiple high draft picks and a promising young defender, a sign they're aiming to build a balanced roster for the future. The question is, will those future plans pay off fast enough for a fan base that expects playoff contention every season? Only time will tell, but right now, the spotlight is firmly on Buffalo and their bold gamble. The city is ready, the fans are ready, and Barkley seems ready to run wild. Buffalo's offense just became a whole lot scarier, and that's saying something for a team already considered one of the AFC's top threats. Imagine the defensive nightmares. You've got Josh Allen's cannon arm ready to unleash a deep ball to Stephon Diggs. But now you also have SAQUON Barkley lined up behind him, capable of breaking a 60-yard run on any given snap. That dual threat could force opposing defenses into impossible choices, and that's exactly what head coach Sean McDermott is counting on. Barkley isn't just a runner. He's a complete back. His pass-catching ability means he can line up in the slot, turn a short screen into a massive gain, and keep the chains moving when the ground game is clogged up. Analysts are already predicting that Barkley could post career-best numbers in Buffalo's system. And let's not forget the weather factor. Buffalo's cold, snowy conditions late in the season could play right into Barkley's strengths as a power runner who doesn't shy away from contact. The Bills Mafia is already dreaming of deep playoff runs and, dare they say, Super Bowl parade down Delaware Avenue. Suddenly, the AFC just got a lot more unpredictable. If there's one thing you can count on in Buffalo, it's passion. The city lives and breathes football, and they rally behind their stars like nowhere else. Barkley's arrival has sparked an energy that's palpable even in the preseason. Ticket sales for Bills home games are reportedly spiking, and local businesses are already preparing Barkley-themed merchandise. Social media videos show fans painting their faces, donning number 26 jerseys in Bills colors, and chanting his name in parking lots. For Barkley, this is a fresh chapter, a chance to step into a market that may be smaller than Philadelphia's, but is every bit as intense. He's going from a fan base that's famously demanding to one that's fiercely loyal, win or lose. And while Barkley is no stranger to high expectations, the unique culture of Bills Mafia will be a new experience. They're known for their wild tailgates, charitable donations in honor of big plays, and unwavering belief in their team. If Barkley delivers early, he won't just be a player, he'll be a legend. And for Buffalo, legends are remembered forever. This is the kind of move that could define a franchise for years to come. Of course, every big move comes with risks, and Buffalo knows this all too well. Barkley's talent is undeniable, but his career has had its share of injuries. Critics point to his time in Philadelphia and even earlier with the Giants, where stretches of brilliance were interrupted by stints on the sidelines. The Bills' medical and training staff will be under pressure to keep their new star in peak condition, especially given the physical toll of a 17-game season. But Buffalo's leadership is confident they've built a roster deep enough to manage workloads and keep Barkley fresh for the games that matter most. They've already hinted at creative offensive packages designed to maximize his impact without overextending him. And with a quarterback like Allen who can carry his share of the load, Barkley won't have to be a one-man show. Still, the AFC is stacked with elite competition, from Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs to Joe Burrow's Bengals, and every advantage counts. If Barkley stays healthy, the Bills could very well be the team to beat. If not, this gamble could come back to haunt them. It's the fine line between glory and regret, and Buffalo is betting big. Philadelphia's perspective on this trade is equally complex. Losing Barkley means they're giving up one of their most marketable players and one of the most dynamic offensive weapons in the game. But the Eagles' front office is framing this as a strategic pivot rather than a surrender. With the draft picks acquired, they have the flexibility to address multiple needs, from bolstering the offensive line to shoring up the secondary. They're also banking on the emergence of younger talent in the backfield, players who have shown flashes of potential but haven't yet had the chance to carry the load. Head coach Nick Sirianni has already spoken publicly about the next man up mentality, emphasizing that no single player defines the team. Still, the locker room will feel the absence of Barkley's leadership and playmaking. The challenge for Philadelphia will be maintaining momentum in an NFC that's becoming increasingly competitive. Fans are divided. Some see this as a smart long-term move, while others view it as a betrayal of their championship aspirations. Whatever the case, the Eagles are moving forward, and the NFL world will be watching closely to see if they can thrive without their star back. The immediate aftermath of the trade is pure chaos, in the best possible way for sports media. Talk shows are dissecting every angle. Fantasy football analysts are rewriting their rankings, and highlight packages are being remixed with Buffalo colors. Barkley himself has yet to make a lengthy public statement, but insiders suggest he's excited and motivated for this next chapter. His first press conference in Buffalo is expected to be a spectacle, with fans lining up hours in advance just to get a glimpse of their new hero. The narrative is already forming. Barkley is the final piece in Buffalo's quest for a title, the game breaker who can take the pressure off Allen and elevate the entire offense. And for the Bills, this isn't just about one season. It's about establishing a dynasty window while their core is still in its prime. Whether you're in Philadelphia mourning the loss, in Buffalo celebrating the arrival, or somewhere else just enjoying the drama, one thing's certain. This is the kind of blockbuster move that makes the NFL the most unpredictable, compelling sports league in the world. The stage is set, and the season hasn't even kicked off yet. Buffalo's front office isn't just celebrating the acquisition. They're already working on how to market this move to the entire NFL audience. The Bills are a proud franchise, but for decades they've carried the shadow of 4 straight Super Bowl losses in the early 90s. Barkley's signing has given them the perfect opportunity to rewrite that history. Expect to see his face on billboards across Western New York, commercials showcasing his explosive runs, and maybe even special snow day promotions for late-season games. Local sports radio is overflowing with call-ins from fans who've been following Barkley since his college days at Penn State, praising his work ethic and dreaming about his impact in a playoff atmosphere. The marketing team is rumored to be coordinating a joint appearance with Josh Allen for a charity event that will double as a public introduction to their new dynamic duo. It's more than hype. It's about creating a brand identity around a team that feels it's on the cusp of something historic. The Bills have long been respected, but with Barkley in the fold, they're aiming for superstardom. This isn't just about winning games. It's about building a football empire in upstate New York. Behind the scenes, the transition for Barkley has been surprisingly smooth, according to team insiders. Moving from Philadelphia's high-pressure media market to Buffalo's tight-knit sports community is a cultural shift, but one he's embracing. Instead of being hounded by dozens of reporters every time he leaves the facility, Barkley finds himself in a city where fans greet him with warmth, often offering him wings or Bills scarves as a welcome gift. He's been spotted in local restaurants, chatting with patrons, and taking photos without hesitation. This connection matters. Buffalo is a city that thrives on authenticity, and Barkley's genuine approach is already winning hearts. The coaching staff has been working closely with him to integrate him into the playbook, and early word is that he's picking it up quickly. Offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey reportedly has several packages designed specifically for Barkley, including motion plays that will disguise run-pass options and maximize his versatility. The buzz around training camp is electric. Even veterans are admitting the energy level feels different this year. Barkley isn't just another piece, he's a catalyst. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, the mood is far less celebratory. While the front office insists the trade was the right move for the team's future, the reality is that losing a player like Barkley leaves a void that's hard to fill. Practices feel different, according to some insiders. The running back room, once anchored by Barkley's leadership, is now filled with young players trying to prove themselves, each hoping to seize the opportunity. The fan base is split. Some still wear Barkley jerseys to training camp, while others have moved on, embracing the idea of a rebuild. Talk radio in Philly is relentless, with callers demanding to know if management has a concrete plan or if they've simply sacrificed a chance at a championship for cap space. Coach Nick Sirianni has been walking a fine line, balancing optimism with the reality of losing a star. He's preaching resilience, adaptability, and faith in the team's system, but even he knows the road ahead is steep. The NFC East is competitive, and without Barkley's game-breaking ability, the Eagles will have to find new ways to win quickly before the season slips away. In the national media, analysts are split on whether the move was genius or reckless. Some see Buffalo's acquisition as a masterstroke. Pairing a top-tier quarterback with a top-tier running back in their prime is a recipe for championships. Others warn that Barkley's injury history makes this a dangerous gamble, especially given the Bills' recent playoff heartbreaks. Television debate shows are eating it up, with heated arguments about whether Buffalo is now the favorite in the AFC over Kansas City. Social media is no less chaotic. Bills fans posting hype videos of Barkley breaking tackles in the snow. Eagles fans sharing memes about robbing Buffalo in the trade. Fantasy football forums are flooded with threads about where Barkley should be drafted, with some predicting he'll be the league's rushing leader. The truth, as always, will come down to execution on the field. But there's no denying that the trade has shifted the NFL's attention. Even preseason games involving the Bills will likely see higher ratings, as fans across the country tune in to see if this new pairing is as deadly as it looks on paper. The hype train has left the station, and it's at full speed. For Barkley, the personal stakes couldn't be higher. This move is a chance to not only chase a ring, but to redefine his career narrative. In Philadelphia, despite his production, there was always the sense that the offense's identity revolved around others. In Buffalo, he has the chance to be the thunder to Josh Allen's lightning, the piece that tilts the field and forces opponents to change their entire defensive approach. He said privately to friends that he's excited for the challenge, ready to embrace the pressure of being the guy when the game is on the line. He's also aware of the scrutiny. Every yard, every fumble, every injury scare will be magnified. But Barkley thrives on competition, and the thought of going head-to-head with the AFC's elite excites him. Whether it's Mahomes, Burrow, or Herbert, he knows the road to the Super Bowl runs through a gauntlet of the NFL's best. And he's ready. In his mind, this isn't just a contract, it's a mission. A mission to deliver Buffalo the one thing it has chased for decades, the Lombardi Trophy. Josh Allen, for his part, is equally enthusiastic about the partnership. In recent interviews, he's praised Barkley's professionalism, athleticism, and football IQ. The two have reportedly been spending extra time together after practice, running drills, and building chemistry. Allen has never had a running back of Barkley's caliber in the backfield, someone who can take pressure off him not just with the run game, but as a legitimate receiving threat. Defenses that once loaded up to stop Allen's deep ball to Stephon Diggs will now have to respect the run, opening up the playbook in ways Buffalo hasn't seen in years. Allen has even joked that he might have to get used to handing the ball off more often, but it's clear he sees the bigger picture. The Bills' offense could become one of the most balanced in the league, capable of beating teams in multiple ways. For a quarterback who has shouldered so much of the burden himself, having Barkley in the lineup might be exactly what he needs to take that final step from playoff contender to Super Bowl champion. This duo could be unstoppable if they click. The ripple effects of this trade are already being felt across the league. Other AFC contenders are taking notice, with whispers that teams may adjust their offseason plans to keep pace. Kansas City might look to add another defensive playmaker. Cincinnati could focus on strengthening their run defense. Even teams outside the conference are paying attention, knowing that if Buffalo makes the Super Bowl, they'll have to face a team with a far more dangerous ground game. Coaches are already imagining how they'd game plan against Barkley in a Bills uniform, and it's not an easy task. Do you stack the box and risk leaving Diggs open downfield? Do you play soft coverage and pray Barkley doesn't rip off a big gain? There's no perfect answer, and that's the beauty of Buffalo's gamble. If it works, they've changed the way teams have to prepare for them entirely. If it fails, the fallout could be brutal. That's the NFL. Big risks, bigger rewards. And right now, the Bills are all in. As the regular season approaches, the anticipation is reaching a fever pitch. Barkley's jersey is selling out in Buffalo stores. National outlets are picking the Bills as early Super Bowl favorites, and training camp attendance is setting records. But the pressure is real. This team isn't being built for next year or the year after. It's being built to win now. Every practice rep, every preseason drive will be scrutinized. Fans are hungry. The city is hungry. And the organization knows there's no patience for a slow start. Barkley has walked into a perfect storm. A city that craves a champion, a roster stacked with talent, and a league where the margin for error is razor thin. If this partnership works, it could go down as one of the greatest mid-career moves in NFL history. If it doesn't, the what-if questions will haunt Buffalo for years. Either way, the story is set, the players are ready, and the first snap of the season can't come soon enough. Football in Buffalo has never felt this electric, and Saquon Barkley is right at the center of it all. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.